Hello and welcome to Wrestling and welcome to the Smackdown synopsis for Smackdown Live on December 18th, basically last week. It's taken me ages to get these videos done because obviously it's a Christmas period, so I'm very busy. Adam's not here again, as you can see, so I do apologise, but let's get through what happened on SmackDown last week ahead of the special Christmas episodes that have been pre-recorded. So it starts with Shane talking to the entire roster. He gives them like a big rousing speech about how things are changing and everything. Same stuff from Raw basically, but they did it a little bit differently. He says Paige isn't going anywhere, but her role has changed. So I don't quite know what that means. So she's no longer the GM because the McMahon family are in charge. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Becky calls out Ronda and Charlotte comes out. The days of Becky looking up to Charlotte are then, now and forever. I really like this line from Charlotte. I thought it was good. Little use of the tagline from WWE. Could have been cringy, but it came off okay, I thought. I'm really enjoying the promos between these two. I think the back and forth is very good, and as we said previously on this show, Becky's Twitter game is just phenomenal at the minute. Asuka comes out and she decides to celebrate in their faces. The others start telling her that she's not the real champion because, you know, she won in a triple threat in which Ronda helped basically. And this brings Vince McMahon out, second night running. He's on the show and he comes to sort shit out. He tells the girls Charlotte and Becky to stop whining about the stipulation. TLC means anything can happen, and it did. And Ronda Rousey told them that she was going to make the next point in the story between all these ladies, so they should have been on their guard. It was like a head teacher telling off his students, I thought. He actually tells Asuka off at one point as well for hiding behind Charlotte, which, you know, she wasn't doing deliberately, but kind of a weird way to talk to them live on national television. He brings Naomi out. He says Naomi's going to take on Asuka for the championship tonight, and Charlotte and Becky are of course fuming, but this plays into the whole not stipulation, but the old rule of rematch clauses and stuff. They're no longer in WWE, so it was a new opponent for Asuka. So it's the former tag team of Asuka and Naomi facing off, and it was okay, I guess. There was a Russian leg sweep from the top rope. It was a big hard landing for both ladies. Naomi goes for that split moonsault that she does, but Asuka manages to get her knees up. She puts in the Asuka lock. There's a few sort of reversals back and forth, each one getting a lock in. Naomi manages to get loose and she hits her rear view finisher or signature, gets a 2 count. Naomi springs off the top rope and Asuka reverses it into that code breaker that she does. Now I don't know the name of the actual move, I just know it's the code breaker because that's Chris Jericho sort of, for me, made that move popular. But yeah, I'm sure it's called something else. But yeah, she does that off the top rope. She's done that a few times recently, and I quite like it. It looks quite a good little reversal. Sort of comes out of nowhere, like the RKO, I guess. She puts the Asuka lock back in, and she wins because Naomi taps out. Miz goes to the McMahons to try and suck up to them because that's what he's all about. Vince answers the door. He pokes fun at Miz's knock. He says, "Is that a man's knock?" So he did a little like do 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 knock. Miz is asking for Vince's blessing to be in a tag team with his son. There was a funny bit actually where Vince said Shane's not coming out to play. I thought that was quite funny as well. Vince McMahon's so good on TV. He's just so charismatic. Now I misheard this. I thought Miz had to go and find a partner for a tag match, but it was actually a mixed match tag match. I didn't realise this until it happened. Anyway, Vince slams the door in Miz's face after telling him to go find a partner. Rusev and Lana are with, I think it was Dasha, isn't it, that does the backstage segments on SmackDown. Rusev pokes fun at Shinsuke, saying that he looks like Sonic the Hedgehog with that silly blue suit thing on that he wears. And that's pretty much that segment. Jeff heads out to the ring to hear Samoa Joe's apology that he said he's going to be letting us all in on. And Joe comes out and says, actually, it's not an apology. Or I'm going to apologise for saying it was going to be an apology, but it's an intervention. Anyway, Jeff lays a good one on Joe. He says, what are your demons? The fact that you've been here 2 years and not won any title. So that was a good line, I thought, from Jeff. So, some of the lines are getting better on WWE, which is nice to see. Joe goes to hit Jeff, but Jeff hits his twist of fate. Miz is out for the mixed match challenge, and it's Mandy Rose that comes out, and this bit was really funny. So they're taking on the Season 2 winners of mixed match, and Corey loses the plot when Mandy comes out. It's so funny. He keeps telling them all to shut up, all the other commentators shut up whilst Mandy's walking to the ring. The match wasn't that good. It was pretty much a nothing match. And Miz and Mandy win, which is a bit weird because your Season 2 winners lose their first match after winning the mixed match. Anyway, Mandy comes out of the ring afterwards and she gives sort of like a little look over to the commentary desk, and Corey starts freaking out again. He's like, oh my God, she looked over here. And it cuts to them on the commentary desk and he's like got a hold of Phillips, and Phillips is like laughing his head off. I'm liking Corey at the minute. I think he's doing a great job on commentary. Okay, I noted down some of the guys that are supposedly coming up in the coming weeks to the main roster. So I spoke about it on my Raw replay, but I couldn't remember exactly who it was. But it's Lacey Evans, I believe, Heavy Machinery, Nikki Cross, who we've already sort of seen. Nikki Cross, she was on a Smackdown not too long ago, and EC3. Okay, we get the Usos out doing a promo. They want the Bar to come out, but the Good Brothers come out instead. They say, we've not been on Smackdown Live. We've not had a match on Smackdown Live since August. And they aren't happy about it. And the McMahons make this match official. It's crazy to think that those guys haven't been on or in a match since August. Anyway, the match, Anderson kicks Jay before he can go leap out the ring. That was a good little interception. But Jay actually gets caught up in the ropes. It looked pretty nasty. His leg was all caught up. Which, can be pretty fatal, as Mick Foley would let you know. He lost an ear because of that. The Bar do come down as Jimmy is going to do his splash. And then out of nowhere, Sanity come in and ruin the match. It's a DQ. I don't actually know who got the win out of this. Anyway, once Sanity are done with everyone, the Bar then go in to pick the bones. And they lay some punishment down. Then we get Nakamura backstage. He runs a Total Divas package because obviously Rusev's involved in Total Divas quite a lot. And he's saying, how can I be scared of Rusev when this is, the guy that he is? And they show a lot of Rusev being a bit of a doofus on Total Divas. And then he calls him a diva after the package runs. Daniel Bryan comes to the ring and he cuts a promo before his match. He says that Fresno is the number one polluters in California. So continuing the Eco Warrior thing. So he's delivering all this really well, but I'm just a little bit like, why are they making the Eco thing? Like it's a thing we should... But Americans don't care, do they? They really don't care about that shit. They were going, yeah, we're number one, when he said that they were the number one polluters. Anyway, it's a tag match, which I didn't realise until the guys came out. So Cien Almas is with Daniel Bryan, obviously because he's a heel. And they're taking on Mustafa Ali and AJ Styles. And apparently Mustafa Ali is now full-time on Smackdown. That was announced during this match. Anyway, there's a bit where Mustafa Ali goes for a dive, but Almas does his Tranquilo thing. And then AJ just runs in and drop kicks him off the ropes. That was quite funny because Zelina was directly underneath Almas like she does. AJ drop kicks, yeah, as I say, and then he tips. He sort of like springboards Mustafa Ali over the ropes. That was pretty cool. Daniel Bryan puts Mustafa Ali in a Dragon Sleeper, which always looks really cool. And then later on, Mustafa Ali sets up for the 054. Almas tries to run interference, but AJ stops him with a phenomenal forearm. Mustafa Ali hits the 054 and he wins the match. So Daniel Bryan lost a match. So, not a bad episode of Smackdown this week, or last week, should I say. But I'm going to give it a 6, the same as I give Raw. A nice solid start to this new era, but I'm very interested to see where they go from here. I'm hoping for not too much Christmas shenanigans on the Christmas episodes, but we will see. Thanks for watching. If you did like, drop us a like on the video and make sure to subscribe because we're doing these videos every week. See you later.